Greetings and welcome to season 4 of Seamless Style, powered by Politics and Polaroids. I'm your host, Mr. Parker. Season 4, I think we're starting off with episode 155. Season 4 is going to be a bit different. It's going to be a bit different for season 4. There are several reasons why there will be changes made to season 4. One of the main reasons is because I am no longer looking to put other people in the spotlight if it's not reciprocated. I am no longer going to sit idly by and allow people to take advantage of my platform, abuse my platform for their own personal gain, and not acknowledge me and my platform. Now, this is absolutely directed at several people. And I am not going to call out any names yet. And the reason I'm not is because this is business. This is not personal. Shout out to Mr. Anderson, who made a purchase over the hiatus. This might be his 5th or 6th purchase. So I appreciate you, Mr. Anderson. Shout out to Mr. McKinney. Mr. McKinney made a unsolicited donation, and I'll use unsolicited in air quotes, as I always have the donation information at the end of each episode. But Mr. Kenny made an unsolicited donation, a sizable donation, and then turned around and booked a session. All right. He booked a 2-hour session with me, which was fantastic. And he donated a suit that will be presented in a future episode. He donated a suit that he purchased that did not fit him, and he wanted it to have a happy home. He donated that suit, and he made a purchase. And he did all of this within a week span, week and a half span. So salute to Mr. McKinney. I appreciate you, brother. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you. The thing is, though, is, as I've stated numerous times, if you're not in a position to financially donate to the platform, to make sure that the platform continues to progress, upgrade, and exceed and be successful, understood. I get it. I get it. However, what you're not going to do is watch this platform faithfully, never click like, never make a comment, and then use what you see on this platform, the advice, the free consultation, whatever terms you want to put on it. Use what you see on this platform and then apply it to your platform, whatever that platform may be, without acknowledging, because you can use it. That's what it's here for. But acknowledge me. Like Roman Reigns would say, acknowledge me. That's it. So if you see something on this platform and you're like, oh, I've been wondering how I could style that piece, and man, that's what's up. And then you style the piece and then you use it on your platform and you don't, inspired by Mr. Parker's Seamless Style video or something of that nature. Yeah, I can't continue to let people do that without me speaking on it. So moving forward, I will, when I see things, or when things are presented to me, because things are presented to me quite a lot. My DMs are full of good brothers saying, hey man, what's up with this? My man didn't even tag you in it. I get more of those than you would think. So there are quite a few of you guys who have my best interests at heart, which I appreciate that as well. But I'm gonna start calling people out. when I see it. All right. Especially repeat offenders. All right. Also, and if there is a percentage that I could put on, I would say I'm about 70% going to make this move, 30% undecided. But I'm seriously considering putting Seamless Style behind a paywall. Now, what exactly does a paywall mean? That means that you would have to subscribe with a monthly fee to get all of Seamless Style. And as of right now, the way I'm thinking I'm going to do this, if I do it, would be a $5 subscription, monthly subscription. So it'll cost you $5 per month to subscribe to Seamless Style. And with that subscription, you would get 3 exclusive episodes a month. And then that 4th episode would be on that same platform. So let's just say, hypothetically speaking, that I do decide to do it on Patreon. You would get 4 episodes a month. 3 of them would only be available on Patreon. The 4th one would be available on Patreon, and then maybe a day or 2 later would be available. Maybe part of it, maybe all of it would be available on YouTube. I'd probably only do part of it. All right. So if it was 3 rigs, maybe I would do 1. I would do 1 on the YouTube for that 1 a month. All right. Just for those who, they value my expertise, but they for whatever reason, they can't spare the $5 a month. Right. That's what I'm leaning towards. If I do that, it would probably be right around the 1st of January when that would go into effect. OK. The reason, again, for doing this is I'm just at a point where I have to start thinking about myself and my platform. OK, so again, and there's a laundry list of brothers and sisters that show support and show love in all types of ways, whether it be reposting, whether it be keeping an eye out for pieces that everyone knows I'm looking for. No matter what the donations, again, no matter what the situation or circumstances may be, there are way more people that support the channel than don't. But those that don't, sometimes one bad apple can spoil the whole bunch. And I'm just at a point right now where I got to start looking out for numero uno. All right. So what I will say is, between now and whether or not I go behind a paywall or not, we're doing 2 rigs per episode, not 3. All right. And again, all of this ties together. All right. It's not personal. It's business. All right. If you take it personal, that's your own problem. I got nothing to do with that. All right. Understand that I'm running a business here, and I'm trying to reach certain goals, dreams, and aspirations. And I can't do that. Obviously, I can't do that and constantly support other people that aren't reciprocating that same support. So here we are. This is where we are. Season 4. Now, let's get into this episode, because this episode is going to be fun. This episode is somewhat of transition type episode. All right. We are still in August. All right. We're in the middle of August. It's still freaking hot. It's on the wood outside, but it's time to start preparing. It's time to start preparing for the beautiful, most gracious, most lovable season of them all. And that's fall. All right. It's time to start preparing for autumn. So what would be things that are criteria for transitioning from summer to fall? Well, it's somewhat, as far as style, is somewhat some of the same things you see when you transition from spring to summer. So you can pull some lightweight sweaters out. You can still do shorts. You can still be team no socks with espadrilles. You can still implement start implementing bright colors. All right. However, when you're transitioning from summer to fall, you can implement bright colors with some more traditional fall colors or darker colors. Okay, so this is an opportunity to start implementing wine. This is an opportunity to start implementing navy and blues, hues of blues, darker blues, right? You can start implementing these hues because you're transitioning into fall. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to have 2 rigs plus the ensemble I'm wearing makes 3 looks that are transitional looks from late summer, which is more so a month from now, which is more so about a month from now, late summer into early fall. All right. So we're preparing. You can't, these items cannot be worn now in United States. They can't be worn now specifically in the South. But about a month from now, you can start breaking out ensembles like this and be comfortable. All right. Also, one thing to consider, of course, is your fabrics. So let's go with this ensemble so you can get a better understanding of what I'm talking about as far as your fabrics. The Bosworth, the bright orange Bosworth standing jockey purple label espadrilles. All right. In the bright orange, obviously team no socks with espadrilles. Now this suit is a Ralph Lauren suit. It has several hues of blue. It's plaid and it has orange trimming. Orange trimming is fairly subtle. It's closer to a burnt orange than it is this bright orange, but we digest. There's also a little bit of white in here. Now, the reason this suit works for me year round is because this suit is a linen blend. All right. And it's mostly linen. So it's not as lightweight as a 100% linen suit would be, but it's definitely a lighter weight than a 100% wool suit would be. All right. Ralph Lauren slim fit pants, matching sports coat, single vented, unfortunately, but you know, it's Ralph Lauren, so we gotta get it how we live. But linen blend, so it's got the perfect weight for transitioning. What you can do with this suit is you can start layering it the colder it gets. So once we start talking about mid to late October, November, you could break this suit out because of the hues in it. There's some brightness and there is some fall hues in it. You can start matching it with a wine Pima cotton sweater and a button up and a bow tie. All right. Winter hits, change your shoes, put a pair of socks on, maybe a polo coat or a duffel coat over top with a chunky turtleneck sweater underneath the jacket, and you still got a vibe that you can work with through winter. And then obviously when spring hits, you start delayering. All right. Summer, again, you start delayering, you start taking pieces off. So this is a year-round suit. It was a great purchase. I did purchase these items separately. I was able to secure the fact that it is a suit. The pieces are sold separately on eBay. I bought the pants first, and I just so happened to stumble across the jacket a couple of days later and matched up the SKUs and everything inside of the jacket. 100% a match, no brainer, had to have it. Now, this is a fairly new item on eBay, and I saw quite a few different vendors offering different sizes. So you may have to hunt for the jacket, but the pants are readily available. So go out there and get it, man. Go out there and get it if you like this suit. I did this today with an OCBD, the Blake version. All right, the Blake version tends to give a little more room than a traditional Oxford. I went with the leather brimmed baker's cap, leather tam rather, by Polo Blue Label. My rubber bands, my Ralph Lauren rubber bands, wristbands, I just found these chilling. I had 4 of them. I used to wear them a lot, and I just found these chilling. So I was like, oh shoot, let me break these back out. So my Ralph Lauren orange Ralph Lauren rubber band, and my rugby Ralph Lauren nautical bracelet. To finish off the look, Ralph Lauren pocket square with hues of blue, white, and some orange as well. And an orange ascot, a no-name brand orange ascot. So that's how we round out this particular look. And again, this is a perfect look to transition from late summer into fall. And this suit itself, you will probably see again because, again, this suit can be worn year round. Now, fragrance of the ensemble actually have a fresh cut. So what I did was fresh cut, fresh shave. So, oh, this is the wrong one. I'm sorry. I went with the Polo Crest as my primary fragrance. My Polo Crest is an aftershave, so it's not pictured here. My Polo Crest is an aftershave. I went with that on the fresh cut and the fresh grooming. And then to complement that, I went with Polo Sport Fresh, which is a lighter scent of Polo Sport. Went with that in your traditional spots. And that is fragrance of the ensemble. Now, as far as bag of the ensemble, I do have a bag of the ensemble. This was a great purchase. This is a Polo Ralph Lauren bag. All right. Leather trimming. I'm not 100% sure, but the body feels like leather too. Now, it may be some type of hard canvas and I'm just tripping, but it feels like leather. But as you can see, it has a Glen plaid pattern. So this is a beautiful duffel bag that I am treating as a weekender because that's also something that we find ourselves doing towards the end of the summer is taking a little more trips. People that do like to travel during the summer, a lot of times you want to travel at the beginning of the summer and then maybe again at the end because maybe your work schedule just doesn't allow for you to travel once fall hits. You're knee deep in paperwork and proposals or whatever the situation may be when it comes to your 9 to 5. So a lot of times fall and even winter is just not ideal for a lot of us lower to upper middle class Americans to actually do a lot of vacationing. And then if you have kids, of course, the summer months are always better for vacationing as well. So I thought that bag would be perfect, a perfect bag for the ensemble. Plus, it just looks well with this entire suited casual look. All right. So without any further ado, man, let's get into this episode, man. Welcome us back, season 4. Y'all ready? Me too. Let's go. Now, our first look features a sweater that, to be honest, the only way I can describe this sweater is that it was absolute highway robbery type of steal. All right. This sweater was $40. $40. That's an offer, that's tax, that's shipping on eBay. $40. So maybe $40 and some change. And I honestly just liked it because of the colors. It's got quite a few colors in it, but these colors go great together. And they're a mixture of summer colors and fall and pre-fall colors. So it was just something that to me that was perfect. Another thing I liked about it that made me really want to jump on it was the fact that it was cable knit. All right. So again, for me, outside of a cricket sweater, cable knit, anything cable knit typically screams fall and winter for me. All right. So again, that was just another reason to jump on it. Now, this entire look is a perfect look for a weekend outing with a significant other. Whether you and her do cigar or, whiskey, wine tasting, something of that nature. Brunch obviously is great. Again, this is further along in the calendar, so maybe not right now, but definitely mid to late September, early October, you could consider breaking out an ensemble like this. But let's start at the top. You could do headwear, but I went no hat. I broke out the club collared sports shirt. All right. Now, this is one of my favorite of my club collar collections. White rounded club collar. green, college green striping. All right. This has a tennis crest embroidered on the left pocket. All right. But it's the green for me. All right. I did it with a rugby royal and college green heraldic stripe tie. All right. Did an ink pen tie bar from the tie bar. All right. And then the sweater has Ralph Red. It's a rugby royal base. It has Jamaica blue. It has college green. It has a light, well, I would say, yeah, a light magenta in it. It also has sun yellow. All right. And the buttons, between the buttons, the cable knit, and the colors, man, this is just a beautiful piece. All right. I went with sun yellow slim fit chinos. All right. So it brought out the smallest color in the sweater. But again, everything is coordinated without being too matchy. All right. You can go socks or no socks. I went no socks with here. I broke out the oxblood tassel loafers. All right. Those are a perfect pair as far as the fall aesthetic. All right. That dark brown oxblood with this ensemble of colors is just a perfect mixture of transitioning from late summer to early fall. And again, like I said, this ensemble works perfect for that Saturday outing, for that Sunday outing, anything of that nature. This is a perfect look. It's not too fancy. It's definitely not too laid back. So it's something that, you will want to put on when you just feel like being that guy. Now, this look, because of the fabrics, may be a little more into fall as far as the actual date on the calendar. I think fall starts on September 22nd, 23rd, something like that. So from a date standpoint, this may be a little more further into fall. Temperature wise, especially down south, it's a little more still in the transitional period. All right. But you're also even more prepared for whatever may come when it comes to weather and temperature. All right. This look is also a fantastic look if you're going to a college game, football, outdoor, very collegiate, very whimsical look, very alma mater-ish. So if your alma mater is, let's say your alma mater is ECU, East Carolina University. This is a great look. This is a great look to go to a ECU's homecoming. This is a perfect look. All right. If it's just, man, I'm just trying to go out, hang out, be me, it's still a great look. Very collegiate, has a very traditional varsity feel to it. And you're going to see a lot more of that in season 4. I feel like because I focused on rustic chic so much and the nuances of rustic chic, that I did get away from what a lot of you consider my niche, which is varsity, Letterman, collegiate inspirations. What I will tell you is that I have, again, because rustic chic is something that I created from a standpoint of the title. And as we discussed last season, rustic chic is going to have, there are going to be changes to it because it's a work in progress. Well, one of those changes is incorporating varsity and collegiate with rustic chic. So you're going to see a lot more varsity and collegiate over the course of season 4 than you did with season 3, incorporating it with rustic chic. Now, that said, this look falls right in line with that. Let's start at the top because, again, we're talking about colors. We're talking about fabrics for the transition from late spring, late summer to early fall. We're talking about colors, fabrics, rustic and chic when you're talking about rustic chic. And this falls in place with all of that. All right, let's start at the top. The tweed herringbone cap that was introduced to us last year through ralphlauren.com. All right, herringbone pattern. You have your purple, you have your gold, and your college green with the scribble. All right, with the scribble pattern on the front. All right, fitted cap, has a little bit of stretch to it, but the fact that it is tweed and the fact that it has a herringbone pattern just makes this had a collector's item, in my opinion, for those of us that love this particular type of look and vibe. All right, now what we did here was we broke out the rugby shirt that is the PRLFC, Polo Ralph Lauren Football Club, 1932-1934, Ralph Lauren, Castle Crest, Captain's Cup 1909 RL Team Championship. Beautiful rugby with those same colors. All right. The rep stripe tie is new to the tie ensemble. It has these exact same colors. So again, if you're going to, like I said, hypothetically speaking, you go into an ECU game, this is a great ensemble to rock. All right. We broke out the yearbook pants. All right. Yellow small well corduroy yearbook pants with all of the yearbook stencil on top of it for a whimsical, we don't take ourselves too seriously, but we're still that dude. And so we can wear this and people are just gonna, it's a great conversation piece. All right. Couldn't figure out if I wanted to go with green socks or purple socks with the footwear. So I broke them both out. All right. And the Crest loafers. The Crest loafers add a rustic look to the vibe because of their condition. All right. And then you carry along your barleycorn tweed rugby Ralph Lauren half Norfolk with the college green and gold heraldic rep stripe under the lapel collar. All right. This is a look, how it looks when you put it on, if it's cool enough for you to wear later on in the evening. If it's not, you carry it around and just stun on them. Just flex. It's okay. Sometimes you got to just flex on people, you know? Sometimes you just got to flex on people. But again, if it's cool enough to actually put it on, this is what it looks like with it on. All right. And, you know, what we snuck in there was doing the tie attached to the rugby, which is a new thing that we picked up on through Ralph Lauren, that we picked up on and started doing last season. You can do this with a transitional look because yes, it's fall, but it's still just, you know, during the day, it's still 60 degrees. So maybe you don't want to do an Oxford with a tie or a bow tie and then the rugby over top. So you know, save yourself a layer and just, you know, put this out there in the atmosphere for everyone to love and enjoy and just say, man, that guy, he is really, really stylish. And that's another episode in the books. This episode, The Return, season 4, episode 155, I think. We did traditional ensemble, transitional ensembles, transitioning from late summer to early fall. Transitional ensembles for that time frame typically are going to be a mixture of different fabrics, a mixture of bright colors with more neutral and dark colors for the fall. All right. And a mixture of looks that coincide with summer and with fall. So again, lightweight pants or sweaters, shorts or long sleeve shirts. Those type of things go hand in hand when you're talking about transitioning from summer, late summer to early fall. All right. Me personally, it's a good time of year, but it's not my favorite time of year. I love full-fledged fall. So once you start getting those October mornings where there's a little bit of dew on the ground, it's cold outside, temperature doesn't traditionally get above 60 and even less, that's when it's more so my favorite time of the year, because I feel like we're in fall. You can actually, if you embrace fall as much as I do, you can actually smell fall when you go outside. You really can. Speaking of fall, the fall of civilization. Whew. Two things I'm going to discuss and give my opinions on before we get up out of here. And I ain't going to take a lot of time doing it. One, Montgomery, Alabama. Saw it. I've sat and watched it like it was a damn movie. Popcorn, soda, everything. Those entitled bastards off that pontoon got exactly what they had coming to them. I don't feel sorry for them. The people, they did what they had to do, and they did it well. What you want me to tell you? Now, there's so many ironic moments or ironic details that just coincide with all that. The fact that the ferry that was trying to dock was called the Harriet. The fact that that used to be a port that was a major port for slave trade back in the day. All of that is wonderful. The fact that a black man invented the folding chair. Yes, I get all of that. But let me give you an angle, a synopsis that has not been spoken on as of yet. I don't think any of this has anything to do with black and white. I don't. This is the issue that I wished more Americans, more people on a whole would recognize. The issue isn't black and white. That particular incident, absolutely, it ended up being black and white. But you also saw a white dude try to stand up for the security guard. He just wasn't built like that, you know? You saw a young black man swim across the damn river, jump off the boat. He was an employee, jumped off the boat to swim to help out his elder. That's a freaking revolutionary. I get it. I get all of those talking points. But black and white is not the colors that I want everyone to focus on. I want everyone to focus on red and green. Now, when I speak of red, I'm not talking about Crenshaw Mafia Gangsta Bloods. I'm not talking about Fruittown Pyru. I'm talking about seeing red. The reason that woman was hit in the head by a chair being wielded by a man is because he saw red. The reason that young brother swam across that river to aid his elder is because he saw red. The reason that those two wives was beating the brakes off that lady because they saw red. I understand it. When you're in a country that historically has been systemic toward you as you being a lesser person, when you find yourself in a situation such as that brawl, the fade in the water, you're going to see red. All right. You don't see another human being in front of you because you've been in situations and scenarios where they didn't see a human being in front of them. Let that sink in. If you're not black, if you're watching this and you're not black, let that sink in for a minute. Put yourself in a black person's shoes, right? Put yourself in a black person's shoes and tell me how you think you would react. The other color that this has to do with is green. Black people and white people in this country are divided And a lot of times it's because of black and white. But the systemic part of it is about green. Because if you are below the poverty line, you're all the same. You're all a nigga. I don't care what your complexion is. I don't care what your color is. I don't care what your background is. You could be born and raised in the south side of Chicago or the Bronx or West Charlotte, South Side Durham, the pork and bean projects in Miami, Houston's Fifth Ward, Compton, California, Inglewood, Northeast DC, West Baltimore. Doesn't matter. You're below that poverty line, you're all the same. If you're middle class or lower, you're treated all the same by the system. Doesn't matter what your name is. It doesn't matter if you're from Detroit, 7 Mile Detroit, or if you're from Ames, Iowa. It doesn't matter. The color is green. The color is green. The powers that be cannot afford for everybody to be successful. They can't afford for everybody, for there to not be any poverty. They can't afford for there to not be any homelessness. They can't afford for there to not be murder. One of the biggest businesses in this world, in this country, let me speak on this country. In this country is the prison system. Do you know who made a freaking billions of dollars off of the prison system? Bob Barker. That's right. From The Price is Right. He made billions of dollars off of the prison system. It's deep. It's a rabbit hole. They can't afford for everybody to be above the poverty line. So there's a win-win. You have the poverty line, you have millions of Americans below it, and then there's a divide, white, black, brown, Asian. You have different cultures and subcultures that don't get along, yet you're all poor. So you're not thinking about the fact that you're all poor and why are we all poor? You're just thinking about, well, why does this motherfucker have a 92 Honda Accord and I'm still on the damn bus? I get it. But if you stop and think about the bigger picture, anybody below the poverty line is considered a nigga. Take that with a grain of salt, consider the source. I ain't nobody at the end of the day but a style guy. All right. Other thing I want to discuss really quick is this is for my female viewership. I love you all. I want y'all to pass something on. Us men are sick and tired of some of the double standards, because when you're a person that uses their brain, you understand that there are double standards everywhere when it comes to men and women. Men can do certain things women can't. Women can do certain things that men can't. It's just a part of the society that we live in. That said, your girl out of pocket. Lizzo, she out of pocket. But I'm not surprised. And I tell you why. Because when you give a fat woman fame, notoriety, power, and money, you're going to typically get the worst of that fat woman. When I was coming up, when I was mid, late teens, early 20s. Fat women didn't parade around with body positive. I'm this, I'm that, I'm just, no, you're not just as dope as her. She's a size 2. She's a size 4. She's a size 6. She looks great. You don't. So play your position. I'm just keeping it a buck with y'all. That's how it was when I was growing up. Now, fast forward to today, you know, body positivity, body inclusion, everything inclusion. You know, y'all, the feminist movement, the misandrist women of the world wanted everyone in the LGBTQ to be treated as equal. Now you're sitting there arguing with LGBTQ members about what's a woman and what's not, and you're offended. You see what happens? This is what happens. This is what happens. It's y'all fault. But like I said, back to Lizzo, this is what happens when you empower certain people. Instead of, you know, saying, hey, Lizzo, you have a beautiful voice. You can sing your ass off. Your personality is amazing. We can't market your size. All right. So what we would like to do is put you on a weight loss regimen. We can get you to lose about 100 pounds. Then we'll sign you to a full contract. We'll get your music out there. Boom. You'll be that. No, they wanted to do body inclusion and body. Now look at what you got now. She about to have to settle what, 5-6 different cases from her being on a power trip, insulting other big girls that she hired as big. Like, I don't get it, man. This y'all world though. Y'all can have it. It's not really on my radar like that. I just found it very amusing. I found it very amusing because this is what happens when you give certain people who ain't used to shit and maybe shouldn't be in the position that they're in power and fame. All right. But anyway, I digest. Glad to be back. We rolling. I gave y'all the thoughts and theories and scenarios at the beginning, so I'm not going to repeat them. Just know that certain things may be changing as we move forward with season 4. All right. Get in the comment section. Tell me what you thought about whatever. Anybody with a smart ass, dumb ass comment, your comment will be deleted. Other than that, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and tell a friend. Because we here. Season 4. We back. Artists paint pictures. Haters paint narratives. So don't be a hater. All right? Have a good one.